Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday the 19th of October 2022. Today was a match day. We played Watford at home and we absolutely smashed them. It was 3-0 after about 30 minutes in the first half. It was so easy, so incredibly easy. Um, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Bradshaw hat-trick sees Millwall He's past Watford. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Tom Bradshaw's first half hat-trick saw Millwall defeat Watford 3-0 in the Sky Bet Championship on Wednesday night. The Welshman's treble firmly put the Lions in the ascendancy in South London, with Slaven Village's side offering little in the way of threats. Garrow outside East to another home victory. The manager made two changes from the 11 that took to the field against Bristol City on Saturday afternoon, with Scotland coming in for the injured Murray Wallace and Mason Bennett facing Tyler Barry, who dropped to the bench. The first chance of the evening went the way of Watford, but after possession was regained in the midfield, Keenan Davis's run to goal with the attacker's deflection shot ending up in the arms of George Long. Yeah, what they forget to mention there is obviously we're missing Murray Wallace. Scott Loan's gone in there. It's not obviously he's played left back before, but he's not played it for a while. He usually plays left wing back. So how was he going to respond? And the first thing he did was come forward with the ball, play a ball into the middle, and it was undercooked. Obviously he's a bit rusty, so you'd expect that, but you're thinking, oh fuck, here we go. He's giving the ball away and they're going to score. Luckily they didn't. The shot was deflected and George Long got the ball. So seconds later the Lions had the lead after a kick forward bounced around the Hornets' back line. Bradshaw was able to take the ball in his stride and fire a classy finish across Daniel Backman's goal and into the back of the net. Backman then had to tip over Jake Cooper's header as it looked to be sneaking in from Malone's deep corner kick, with his centre-back partner Sean Hutchinson then next to have an attempt on goal, but he could only direct his header from Andreas Vogelsammer's cross onto the roof of the net. Hutchinson, Bradshaw and Bennett all attempted to force the ball home as Millwall's high-tempo start to the game continued, with Davis finding the upper tier as Watford's first meaningful effort came with 24 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes later, the Lions made their dominance pay. The free kick found its way to Bennett at the back post. He struck across the area, finding awaiting Bradshaw, who tapped home for his and Millwall's second of the night. There were 33 minutes played when the Lions had three, and so did Bradshaw. Once again, a free kick was lofted towards the area and nodded on, and with no one from a Watford perspective able to take control, the Welshman was able to bring the ball down and finish from 6 yards out to claim his hat-trick. Again, it was a pretty much similar situation. Yeah, I think this may have been planned. This corner kick routine, corner kick from way down near the halfway line both times. Bombed forward, skits kind of skimmed with a bit of backspin on it, I think. Kind of floated up, and Jake Cooper instead of Jake Cooper trying to hit the ball towards the goal, which hasn't really been working really, he's farther out and he just kind of flicks it on, and it worked absolutely beautifully. Millwall weren't done there, with half-time approaching. A long throw from Zion Fleming almost caught the Hornets off guard, but the attack ended with Cooper scooping one over the crossbar. In the second half, the Lions continued their momentum as they looked to add to the scoreline, and Watford resisted to wild attempts from outside the box. With Watford resisted, yeah, that's wrong. I think that's wrong. With Watford resigned to wild attempts from outside the box. Yasser Sprilia booming an effort into the away fans shortly after the hour mark. Callum Styles on a substitute for Bennett on 60 minutes tried an outrageous backheel into Parker Bradshaw. Minutes later, was just unable to find the front man before Watford substitutes Samuel Kalu's strike was deflected behind. The resulting corner eventually made its way to Asprilla, but he once again failed to trouble Long. Bradshaw, alongside Vogelsammer and Fleming, left the field to a standing ovation with just over 10 minutes left to play, and it was two of those three subs who were combined for another chance on 84 minutes. But George Honeyman's through ball saw Bennett shoot wide. Negotiating the rest of the night with Heath, the Lions came to 6 home win in 8 matches as referee David Webb blew his full-time whistle. And the team as follows was Malone, Hutchinson, Cooper, McNamara, Bennett, Fleming, Mitchell, Saville, Vogelsam and Bradshaw. And the subs were Bury on for Malone in the 89th minute. Styles on for Bennett on the 60th minute. Honeyman on for Fleming at 79th minute. Shackleton on for Vogelsam at 79th minute. And Fabian for Bradshaw on the 79th minute. And the unused subs were Biakowski and Evans. And there's a situation today. Attendance of 12,787 with 1,820 Watford fans. Many of them leaving well before the end. And who blames him? Absolutely shocked by how poor Watford were. Absolutely shocked that this team was in the Premier League. Well, it's not this team because obviously I think nearly all of the players have left. This is shocking stuff. They cannot pass the ball. What they would do is they would pass it forward, and that player would try and dribble forward with it, and then get stuck and try and pass it, and invariably the pass would go out for throw in, or they would shoot and it would shoot over like it was a rugby game. Absolutely shocked how poor Watford were. Absolutely shocked. Yeah, I mean, we were incredible again since the formation changed, which everyone was calling for. It's been night and day. We're now on a 4-game unbeaten streak, 3-game winning streak. We go to West Brom, who are in the relegation places, in absolute disarray. Another home game against West Brom on Saturday. And I'm not being hyperbolic here. I can't see why, if now that we've changed this formation and it's made such a difference, why we can't finish in the top 2. And we'll get into that later when we look at the table. I'll look at the table later, but we're going to move on to southernnews.co.uk, see their report and just look down for the takeaways from the game. Tom Bradshaw show. Bradshaw's been given a chance after chance to find the back of the net this season. He was unable to take any of them up until Mill's 2-1 win at Ashton Gate on Saturday. And out of nowhere, caught on fire. First half hat-trick to seal. Crucial win for the Lions. Not something you see too often in the Championship. Never mind at the Den. Yeah, and tomorrow we're going to get into the stats. But I had a quick look today. We restricted them to 2 shots on target. And Bradshaw had 3 shots on target. I think he had something like 4 shots, 3 shots on target. So all of his shots are on target, and they all went in. Absolutely incredible stuff. Defensive resilience once again. Watford were truthfully absolutely atrocious. Yeah, I agree with that. NC 16 on Wednesday evening. It wouldn't be hard to argue that they were the worst team that Millwall have faced so far this season. Probably Stoke. But I didn't go to that game, so I'm only watching the highlights. I saw this game obviously, so I don't know. What do you think in terms of teams that Millwall played at the Den? The worst team, probably either Stoke or Watford. I don't know. I think Stoke at least were pretty good at set pieces, weren't they? Although they didn't score, they lost 2-0, but still. Nonetheless, the Lions back line, which was Mr. Murray Wallace, totally shut out. One of the strongest attacking lineups in the league. Keenan Davis was bullied. Ismaili Sarr hardly touched the ball. Substitute Yao Pedro was working off scraps from the second he came on. The Lions back line looks back to what we've become accustomed to in recent years, indeed. The madness of the Championship. Millwall had a dire start to the season, but after Wednesday's 3-0 against Watford, they moved up to 8th in the Championship table ahead of Saturday's match against West Brom. The Lions sit just 1 point off Norwich in the final playoff spot. The second tier of an English football is truly incredible, yes. We'll get into that, as I said once again, once we look at the table, which will be after this piece from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. So I think this is the post-match stuff is up yet. Night game, late night game, 8 o'clock kickoff. I mean, what's Sky doing with this? I don't know why they're doing that. It's only 15 minutes, but it makes a massive difference. I mean, some people got to get connecting trains to places and get all the way back up the country. I mean, it must be a nightmare for them. So Tom Bradshaw hits first half hat-trick and Millwall striker would love. Wales recall for World Cup. Well, he's leaving a bit late, but why not? Tom Bradshaw is still hoping to after scoring a first half hat-trick in Millwall's victory over Watford tonight. The Lions put in a hugely impressive performance, particularly in an open 45 minutes when they stunned the visitors. Bradshaw struck his treble into a devastating 25-minute spell. The front man had not netted in the current campaign until Saturday's 2-1 win at Bristol City. It was just one of those nights when everything was going in, Bradshaw told Sky Sports. I got a bit of fortune with the first goal and then just had to finish it off. It was a great team performance, high energy, and that's what we're about. We got the lead, and then it's about keeping the high energy and seeing the game out. I was speaking to Benig on Monday about how football is a funny game. You have spells where no matter what you do, it just doesn't go in. Post, bar, and you have goals disallowed. And you have spells where you can't help but score. Hopefully, it's one of those spells now, and it will keep going. Bradshaw, 30, has been capped 3 times by Wales, making his senior year debut in March 2016. Asked if he might be on the international radar again after his recent scoring exploits, he replied, "Yeah, that's definitely on the top of the list of things I love doing. I'm always hopeful I'll get called up again. All I can do is keep scoring goals for Millwall and hope the call comes." So this was the Sky Sports interviewer asking him, and he said this. So it wasn't, he didn't proffer that. It was asked to him, and he said, "Yeah, of course." It's been a long, long while, and he's only got 3 caps. But could we see Tom Bradshaw at the World Cup playing against England? Who knows? Because this is the last Welsh squad for the last 2 games against Belgium and Poland in the Nations League. And if you look at the strikers, they've got the third goalkeeper there is Tom King, who former Millwall keeper, who's now at Salford City in League Two. So there's a lot of team players here playing League One and in the Championship. So not beyond the realms of possibility that a player who's actually playing and scoring in the Championship could be selected. Especially when you look, so obviously you've got the top players. You've got the first 3. Gareth Bale, world class, kind of still. He's quite old now, getting on. He's still got something about him. Daniel James, obviously. Kiefer Moore. And then you've got 3 who are young and haven't really done anything. You've got Tyler Roberts, at 20 caps, hasn't scored a goal yet for Wales. Brennan Johnson, 21, 15 caps, 2 goals. And Mark Harris, 5 caps, 0 goals. So would you rather have these 3 players or bring Tom Bradshaw in? And if you look beyond that, so you've got these 6 strikers. You look beyond that about recent call-ups. They've got Ravi Matondo, 22, plays for Rangers, 11 caps, hasn't scored. And you've got Nathan Broadhead, obviously at 24. They brought him in just to have a look at him. But he pulled out from injury, and Ravi Matondo was just in the preliminary squad, so I don't think he even made the actual squad for the Poland game. He was just in the preliminary squad. So if any of these players up here got injured, would the next in line, would they go to one of these 2 players? Or would they go to Bradshaw? Why not? Why would they? Maybe it's maybe they would rather play the young players and get them some experience. But this is the World Cup. This is top stage. You need someone who can do something there. You don't want to just turn up and just play some kids and get outbeaten and outclassed and outfought and get embarrassed. So any of these players get injured, Bradshaw could be getting in there. It's I don't think they have any friendlies lined up. They may or may not have time for a friendly. I don't know how it works. Their fixtures are somewhere. Where are they? No. So the fixtures in the World Cup are here. They got USA. This is 21st of November. It's in a month's time. I don't think they're going to play a friendly because obviously the players are all fit anyway because they're playing in the leagues around the world. They got Iran and they got England, so they got teams that play in the kind of English style in terms of USA and England. Why not? Maybe if they bring him in for like a preliminary squad and then whittle it down, bring him into training and then see how he matches up against the other players in training. and then make a decision. Would be an absolute dream story. You can see their recent results is not good. Not good in the Nations. They haven't won in the Nations League. You can see here. Best result they got was a 1-1 against Belgium. So they definitely need something up front. And not scoring too many goals. So is Bradshaw the answer? I don't know. But moving on now to the table. Here we go. This is the table as it stands after the latest round of matches in the Championship. Millwall are 8th on 23 points. 4 points off the top. Positive goal difference for the first time in a long time. +2. QP bloody are top of the league. Who are they? Exactly, yeah. This league is nothing special this year. I mean, you say that every year, but I mean, it genuinely isn't that special. The two teams that we thought would do something this season, Burnley and West Brom, they have something in common actually. So Burnley, here they are. They've only won 6 games. They've drawn 8. They've only lost 1. So they are pretty good. I think, is that the best, nearly the best defence in the league? One of them, 13 goals conceded. Obviously, Preston having this mad run where they only scored 9 goals and only conceded 10. But Burnley only lost 1 game. They've drawn 8, which is what Gary out syndrome from last season. Gary draw it. That's not any good. So there's no team that's out and out, head and shoulders above everyone else. There is literally in the top 10. What is there? There's 5 points covering the top 10. And if you go down to the top 15, there's 7 points covering the top 15 after like what a quarter of the season, 15 games. And if you look at West Brom, who the team that we're playing this weekend, similar to Burnley, they've got the most draws in the league, 8. They've drawn 8 games, but they've only won 2. So they're the worst team in the league in terms of winning games. They've only won 2 games, but they've drawn so many games. And that was the problem that we had last season. We're telling you, change the formation. We've changed it now, and we can't stop winning. We've had 1 draw, 3 wins in a row since we changed our formation. And like I said before, genuinely, the way that we're playing now with this new formation, why can we not finish in the top 2? Why can we not? We probably could have beat QPR and Blackburn if we were playing in this new formation, or at least not lost to them. Earlier on when we were playing the shit formation, we were beaten by Sheffield United and Norwich and Burnley, the teams above us. So there you go. Why can we not finish in the top 2 now? Genuinely, why can we not? We're playing much better. We're attacking more. We're defending less because we're attacking more. Attack is the best form of defense. I mean, it's like night and day. It's absolutely incredible. And I thought Watford would have more about them, but absolutely shocking. So if we look at, so obviously we're one of the form teams in the league. If you look there, WWW last 3. Not many other teams of impressive form. Luton, they're unbeaten in at least 5. And then Burnley, obviously unbeaten, but they draw a lot of games. And Queen's Park Rangers only lost once in 6. So if we click on the form, there you go. 3rd best form in the league over the last 6 games. And West Brom are the worst, and we play them next. So interesting to see what happens on Saturday. So moving on to a couple of stories that were published before the game, comments and think pieces. Millwall boss sees linear progression after Bristol City win. The Lions have picked up 7 points from their last 3 league games. Gary Rowett believes that his side have shown a continuous improvement since moving away from a back five. Yes, absolutely. In their new 4-2-3-1 formation, Millwall started with an impressive performance in their 1-1 draw before seeing off Middlesbrough in a convincing 2-0 win at the Den. Most recently, they secured their first away win of the season, beating Bristol City 2-1 on Saturday afternoon. If the Lions can continue their path of progression in the coming weeks, they can undoubtedly occupy a place in or around the top 6 by the start of the World Cup break, which is exactly what Rowett is aiming for. The results always dictate how you feel about certain games at certain periods because you're in the results industry, told Nizzard. Even against Blackburn, I felt that up until that first goal, we actually looked pretty comfortable. I think there were elements defensively where we were getting back into shape and solidity that I quite liked. Of course, since we've changed formation, we've had much more assured look about us for many different reasons. I think that's one big factor, but also, if you look at the reason we went to a formation like that, it's because we haven't been performing. There's also a realisation from the players that they need to step up. I think one or two have spoken about that quite openly in the press, that they felt as a group that they needed to step up, and as a staff we needed to step up. It's a little bit of everything really. I think there's been some good performances within that little period. The nice bit is that we've looked like we've got a little bit more confidence and a little bit more balance about our team. Results breed confidence, don't they? That ball doesn't drop to Zion and Bristol City go and nick a winner at the end of the game. We're probably talking about another disappointment. Actually, it just shows that if small margins of championship go your way, they can have a massive impact on how you feel. I think you make your own luck, and I think you can see that formation has made an absolute massive difference. It's incredible how much of a difference it's actually made. It's just a shame that it wasn't made earlier because the fans were crying out for it. Now they weren't saying 4-2-3-1, they were saying 4-4-2, but I mean still massive difference there. So this from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Millwall boss a big admirer of Andreas Vogelsama's striker still hunting first goal in English football. Millwall boss Gary has discussed Andreas Vogelsama's wait for the first goal in English football, and the Lions manager assessment the 30-year-old German signed from Berlin in the summer makes it clear he's perfectly happy with his integration into the Championship club's squad. Vogelsama has played a wide right role for Millwall, with Tyler Burry operating down the left. Tom Bradshaw has started up top in recent weeks, with Zion Fleming operating in a number 10 role or secondary striker. Rowett said he is probably playing on the opposite side to where he's most comfortable, down the middle. His form has really settled down. He's played at such a high level that you've got to remember he hasn't started in a run of games for at least 18 months. It takes a while to get that rhythm back. Indeed, at Union Berlin, he was mostly being used as a substitute. So, his performances have been better and better with each game. He's looked more and more assured with these performances. He's helped the rest of the team off the ball brilliantly. Tactically, he really understands the game. He's worked tirelessly. He's given us really good points. That goal will come very soon. He's been really close, hasn't he? He's had 3 or 4 shots which haven't quite found their way to the back of the net. In terms of his attacking ability and attacking potential, he's probably 70 to 80% where he can be. There's more to come, and that more to come will be that little bit of extra confidence from games. Maybe finding himself occasionally on the other side of the pitch, where he's played a lot of his football, particularly at Bielefeld. That's where he's more natural, just like that with Tyler, just like it is with Benno being on the left and cutting to right. That is where these opportunities to shoot come so much easier and so much better angles. He's a really good character, works incredibly hard, and fits exactly the mould of type of player that we want at the football club. His quality will continue to show through because he's played at the very top level. Indeed, so there you have it. On the day that Millwall beat Watford 3-0 at the Den. Absolutely incredible hat-trick for Bradshaw. Second hat-trick in his career. Absolutely amazing. And on that note, thank you for watching and